Okay, this is Mrs. Jones, and we're doing Geometry Lesson 2. Now, to do this page, you're going to need a blank piece of paper. All right, so it may be the blank of a paper you have from any of us three teachers. You may have some copy paper. You can even tear out one of the pages from the back of Mrs. Hollingsworth's journal, and even though it has lines on it, you could still use it. All right, so I need you to get your paper, your pencil, and your workbook. So pause the video, go get what you need, come back, and start the video again. All right, we're going to do some review over what we did yesterday. Yesterday we were talking about polygons and non-polygons. Okay, polygons and non-polygons are part of two-dimensional shapes, two-dimensional figures. Two-dimensional figures are flat. All right, they don't have any thickness to them. Sometimes they're called a plane, P-L-A-N-E figure. All right, well, we're going to do some drawing today, so that's why we have the blank paper. So let's just start over on one side, and I want us to draw some polygons and some non-polygons. All right, so remember, a polygon has straight sides and no openings, no gaps. Mrs. Jones just drew a polygon. A non-polygon has some curves in it. Okay, it may have a straight side or it might be all curved. A non-polygon also may look almost exactly like a polygon, but it will have a gap or an opening in it. All right, so this is what I want you to do right now. We're going to be drawing several things, so don't draw real big. I want you to draw two polygons and two non-polygons. Okay, now they may be, they may be any shape that you want, okay, any shape that you want, but they have to have straight sides closed, or one has to have a curve in it or a gap in it. All right, pause the video, draw your two shapes. Okay, now that you're back, let's check. Do your two polygons have straight sides and no openings? Okay, if that is correct, then you did a polygon. Now look at your non-polygons. Are they curved? Do they have openings? And if those are true, then you have some non-polygons. All right, now let's talk about the polygons we did learn about yesterday. All right, so first of all, we started with the three-sided polygon. You do not have to write triangle. I'm just showing this to you. Okay, remember, tri has three letters. How many sides and vertices does a triangle have? Yes, three. Now, draw a triangle for me. There are several ways to draw a triangle. You can turn them upside down, you can turn them sideways, but they all will have three sides and three vertices. All right, now let's go to a quadrilateral. All right, Mrs. Jones is going to write it. You do not have to write it. It is a long word, quadrilateral. Remember, we're just going to call it a quad, and a quad has four letters. A quadrilateral has four sides and four vertices. Now, we learned about 5 different quadrilaterals. Some of them are very familiar. Okay, a square has four sides, four vertices, and the sides are equal. They're all the same length. Okay, a rectangle, 4 sides and 4 vertices, but it has 2 short sides and 2 long sides. And then the trapezoid. All right, here's how you draw a trapezoid. Draw your little line, then do a slant on each side, and then connect those lines. That is a trapezoid. Okay, if you haven't drawn them, draw the square, draw the rectangle, draw the trapezoid. Those are the ones we're most familiar with. All right, now let's draw a rhombus. And I like to think about a rhombus as a square, I already told you this, with slant sides. So I draw a line the same length, but slant it. Then draw this side, slanted, same length, and then connect them. Now that may be a little hard to do to make them perfectly equal. That's quite all right. remember, if you turn it, we say it looks like a diamond shape. That is true. That is a rhombus. Okay, and then the last shape is the parallelogram. Okay, a parallelogram is like a rectangle with slanted sides. So draw your long top side, slant a short side, slant a short side, and then connect them, and you have your parallelogram. Okay, all of these shapes have 4 sides and 4 vertices. Okay, so now let's move on to the pentagon. I'm going to write it. Remember, we talked about box these letters, the letters before the word gone. Penta, 5 letters. A pentagon has 5 sides. Now, we think of a pentagon most often as the house side, as drawn like a house. Okay, you can also draw it where the slant in. And sometimes you may have to go back and make, anyway, 5 sides, 5 vertices. That is a pentagon. Okay, now let's do a hexagon. I'm going to do the hexagon right over here. H-E-X-A-G-O-N. There's the X. 6 has the letter X, and so does a hexagon. All right, now to draw a hexagon, it starts out kind of like a trapezoid. A straight line at the top, slant and slant. Okay, then you're going to start here, and this time you're going to slant in and connect. All right, see if you can draw a hexagon. Hexagon is like 2 trapezoids put together. Now, this is not the only way to draw a hexagon. As long as it has 6 sides and 6 vertices, it can be a hexagon. So you could draw it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is a hexagon. Remember, they're the ways that we usually draw them. They're called regular polygons, but then there are also ways that you can draw them to make them look different. Okay, put this paper over to the side. You can do some more polygon drawing later if you want to. Maybe you want to even make a picture out of it. All right, but right now, put this up and let's get our workbook. And in your workbook, I want you to turn to page 666. 666. That should be very easy to find. All right, here is 666. Pause the video if you haven't found it yet. Okay, and then come back. All right, let's look at this. 666. These have some unusual polygons. Now, these are polygons we don't usually talk about, except for the octagon. The rest of them are very unusual. They're kind of fun. All right, so let's look up at the top. Okay, this is a heptagon. 7 sides and 7 vertices. Octagon that we talked about, octagon, like an octopus, has 8 sides and vertices. Nonagon, 9 sides and vertices. A decagon, 10 sides and vertices. Hendecagon, 11 sides and vertices. And dodecagon, 12 sides and vertices. Now, even your parents will probably be going, what? I've not heard of those, or oh, that was so long ago, I don't remember those. We don't use these a lot, and we don't see these a lot, except for the octagon. But it's kind of fun to look at these and do some different things. All right, so let's do number 1 and number 2 together. And we're going to do this just like we did on the lesson yesterday. All right, the words are here at the bottom. The names, we're going to read them. And we're going to have to count the sides. Boys and girls, you can't just guess when you get into more numbers of sides and vertices. You have to count. All right, so let's read our words. Decagon, octagon, dodecagon, and heptagon. Remember, we can look up at the top. help us. A decagon has how many sides? 10. All right, and they found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Notice how Mrs. Jones made little marks when I counted so I don't forget and get lost. I remember where I started. I want us to put the number in it. That will help us whenever we match our answers. Okay, now an octagon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and they already did the octagon line. So we have 2 shapes left. Okay, so let's count the sides. So everybody start here, get your pencil and make a mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See why we make those marks? Because there were a whole bunch of sides in there. So if we look up at 12, 12 is a dodecagon. Okay, now let's do the last one to be sure we've got the correct answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We look up at the top, 7 is a heptagon. Heptagon. Okay. All right, now looking down at number 2, we have the same thing. All right, let's read the words together first. We have a nonagon, hendecagon, heptagon, octagon. All right, I would suggest you do this first. Start up here, start with the first shape, and let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. 7, if we look up at the top, is a heptagon. All right, now let's look at the next shape. What are we going to do first? Yes, we're going to count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After we count the sides, we're going to write the number. Okay, 8 sides. 8 is like an octopus has 8 legs, so that means it's an octagon. All right, now I want you to do the last 2. Put the marks, count the sides, put the number inside, and then draw the line. All right, pause the video and do the last 2. All right, so when we count this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that would be a nonagon. And then we would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that is your hendecagon. All right, so that is exactly what that should look like. Okay, we're going to skip page 667. So I want you to turn and get 668. Turn to page 668. Excuse me. Let me check to be sure I've got this lined up right. We're going to be doing these word problems. All right, look at number 10. It says, when he drew the shape of the plus sign for a math project, how many sides does it have? How many vertices does it have? And what is the name of the shape? All right, I want you to do this one by yourself. Because these are regular polygons, their sides and vertices are the same. So go ahead, make your marks, count. Don't skip any of them, okay, kind of zigzags. Okay, pause the video, write the sides, the vertices, and what is the name of the shape. Okay, now if you're back and you've counted them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It has 12 sides. It has 12 vertices. And then what is the one with 12? That is the dodecagon. Dodecagon has 12 sides and vertices. All right, let's look over at number 11. Ty wants to put exactly one shape, actually it's one letter, inside each box. Name each shape, then draw a line to the correct box it goes in. All right, so let's start with L. The only way we can find out its name is to count its sides. So let's do that together. 1, 2, called 6. It has an X hexagon. Okay, then let's do H. Now, H has got a bunch of sides, so watch Mrs. Jones and do what I do. We're going to start here at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it has 12, and we know that is a dodecagon. All right, I'll give you a second to write that and catch up with me. Okay, then let's do the letter T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is it that has 8? Like an octopus, it's an octagon. 8 sides and vertices. Okay, if you need to pause and catch up, go ahead and do that. Okay, now let's figure out which letter goes in which box. It says this one has 8 sides and 8 vertices. Well, that's very easy. The letter T goes in that box. This box has fewer than 8. So which number is fewer than 8? 6 or 12? 6. So that would be our hexagon. Okay, then more than 8 is the dodecagon because 12 is more than 8. So from the letter H to this box. Okay, now we're going to do number 12. Okay, number 12 says, which polygon is not a decagon? Which polygon is not a decagon? All right, a decagon has 10. Okay, a decagon has 10 sides. So we want to find the one that does not have 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now you do the last two. Figure out which one is not 10. Okay, if you were counting, this one had 10. How many did this one have? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one is not a decagon. Okay, let me show you the shapes that we have talked about today. All right, these are the shapes that we have talked about. These are regular polygons. They are the square, the triangle 3, the square is a quadrilateral 4, pentagon 5, hexagon 6, heptagon 7, octagon 8, nonagon 9, decagon 10, hendecagon is 11, and dodecagon is 12. Like I said, we don't use some of these that are over the octagon, but they're kind of fun to play with. All right, now in your workbook, let's go back to page 667. 667. Okay, I want you first of all, pause it if you need to find it. 667. Okay, put an X on number 9, and then you're going to do the top. Now it tells you the directions. Circle the polygon that matches the number of sides and vertices and write the name. So the first thing you have to do is you have to count all of the sides on these and find the one with 9 sides and vertices. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not it. Okay, count until you find the one that is 9, and it says circle it. So you'll circle the answer. You'll circle the shape. Then you have to write its name. So there are 2 things to do. Circle and write the name. Okay, now this is a page that I want you to show to your parents and say, please take a picture of this and email it to Mrs. Jones. Page 667. Be sure you do both directions. find the polygon that matches and circle it, and then write the name of the polygon. All right, lesson 3.